2, 1.
You're on, Sal.
Welcome to the Oracle of Enlightenment. We're finally on the air. We've been having a number of difficulties today, but we've done some major upgrades to the studio, but we're finally here. And joining us today is, of course, our regular co-hosts, the lovely Ann Kurtz. Did I spell it right? I mean, did I say it right?
Burka.
Huh?
Burka.
That's what I said, Burka.
Oh, I thought you said Kurtz.
That you said, yeah, I heard Kurt.
Did I?
Yeah.
Now I
Hello.
think the computer's affecting my brain.
See?
Okay. Ann Burka, and of course the lovely Rachel Castelloni.
Yeah, Rachel.
Rachel, where are you?
She went home.
She stepped away. Okay. Over here we have, of course, Brandon Big Mac. There we go.
Yo.
Hi.
Sorry, my dogs were barking.
Okay, put Rachel back up. There she is. Rachel
Sorry.
Castelloni.
You said it right, Castellonia.
Castellonia. Okay.
She
Yeah,
needs to go to the
Rachel.
bathroom. Leave her
And
alone.
over here we have Harry joining us again. Is Harry Ring? How are you, Harry?
Good.
That's good. There we go. Okay. And joining us on this side is the lovely Maria Elena. Elena?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. And joining us for the first time in several years since his appearance in the Beyond the Mainstream movie, Mr. Jeff Durr. How are you, Jeff?
Doing well, Sal. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Been a long time.
Yeah, we need. Can you pull him out a little bit? He's massively. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Diddy.
Move him to the side a little bit. Up the other side. See?
That. Yeah,
There we go.
he's got it.
There he
Okay.
is.
He'll fix it for you.
There he is.
All right, there we go. Okay. Now, Jeff will be reprising his role as Jim for the first time in about a decade and a half. So it's good to have you. You did an amazing job in the movie, and as everyone who was in the original movie, I thank you for having faith in me that I could actually get that thing finished. It took a while, but we got it finished. Now the movie is broken up into episodes that you can see in our web series. So how's it feel to be back, Jeff?
Feels really good.
That's good.
Yeah, I've been interested in getting back into some acting. I only did that one movie, and it was fun. So
Yep.
ready
And
for
your
more.
brother did the one movie with us, and
Right.
I went to high school with these guys.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. And, of course, joining us is, once again, is the lovely Lolly. How you doing, Lolly?
I'm fine.
That's
I am
good.
here in Watertown, New York, also known as Snowtown.
You mean the town that's 3 miles all the way across?
Yes, the town that's 3 miles all the way across and 32 miles from Canada.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our audio play so that everyone can hear it. Brandon is, of course, he has had his surgery. And how do you feel, Brandon, now that you have the new pancreas and the new kidney?
Not great.
Yeah, you got to go back to but once you've recovered, you'll be back up to par, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. They said it'll take about 6 months.
Yep.
All right, folks, you're looking at the only actor I know who could have 2 strokes, 2 heart attacks and a stroke and still star in a movie and make it good. Greg Lamberson was very impressed by our movie. Not impressed to put it in the festival, but impressed. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna get ready to do the play. Now, unfortunately, Emily and Lena could not be with us tonight due to sickness. So Maria's gonna try and do. Oh, hi, Joe. Maria's going to try and do the character of Alana herself. So her voice, she's going to try and lower her voice a little bit, make herself sound a little younger. And Anne's going to do the same thing with Haley. Alyssa, unfortunately, something happened to her connection and she couldn't be on to play Summer. So Laura's going to be taking over her character of Summer for tonight.
Also known as Lolly.
Also known as Lolly. Lolly is your regular character. Hello, Joe. I said hello when you asked the first time. Good to see you. Or not see you, just anyway. It's been a crazy day, folks. All right, now we're going to begin the play. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
Harry, you look like you're inside a video arcade or something. That's quite a background.
I mean, I don't have a green screen, so yeah.
Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, great. All right, now I'll be playing the narrator and my character of Matt. So, ready, set, and action. Summer in her scooter, Blossom, Joan. All right, I'm going to start over. Sorry. Summer is in her scooter. Blossom, Jolene, Haley, and TJ are at the fair waiting for Sammy, Jason, and Alana. Jim walks by and notices his friends.
Hi, folks.
Jimmy, long time no see. How are you?
I've been doing okay. I have a board gaming group now.
Great. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Introductions are made, then the others show up.
Hey, sexy, how you doing?
Single at the moment.
Oh, cool. Let's hang.
Sure, be happy to stay with you guys.
We're here for the hunt for Horcruxes.
It's a Harry Potter game. We usually play at the conventions.
Yeah, but as part of the radio station's promotion, we're gonna play it here.
They've been put in specific places, and we have to figure out where they are and find them.
We're looking for the 7 Horcruxes and the 3 Deathly Howls.
We're looking for a diary, a ring, locket, a cup, a tiara, a snake statue, and a picture of Harry Potter with his scar.
The Deathly Hollows are a stone, a cloak, and a wand.
Where should we start looking?
Let's start with the diary. We're in the fair. Where in the fair would we see books?
Hey guys, I'm here.
What are you doing here? This is my gig.
Yeah, but the radio station wanted me to give you some help.
I don't need help. Just don't get in my way.
Take it easy, Jason. It's your gig. Don't worry.
They have a book area over at the Ag Center. We should head over there.
It's in the kids area. I'll go with you. Let's split up and look for the first 5, then meet back at the grandstand.
Take your shoes, honey. They may not let you in without them. Besides, this turf is not good for that.
Okay, if I have to.
I have mine in my bag.
Okay, Jason and I will look for the ring.
There are a lot of places that sell jewelry here.
We would have to check all of them. We'll start in the area by the butterfly tent. There are a couple over there.
Jim and I will look for the snake. The best place to look for that would be at the snake exhibit, near the other animal exhibits by the dome.
That works.
My sister and I will look for the locket. We'll start with the Indian village.
That place is conducive to our bare feet. Plus, they have lots of jewelries.
While we're there, I'm getting the Indian fried bread cheeseburger.
I want to see the social dances. While we're at the center, I want to see the Vitamix show. It's entertaining and they have great fruit juice.
Matt and I will look for the cup. I bet it's at one of the bars.
There are a few, like the one by the front gate.
There's the one by the flag stage and the one by the dome.
Yeah, let's check them out. They all head out. Later they meet up at the grandstand. We found the cup at the dome bar.
We also saw the Motown show. Music was great.
We saw the water jetpack show and they sprayed us.
which is nice in this heat. We also tried all the games and looked at all the military vehicles by the main gate.
We found the rings at the stand in the bazaar. There are a lot of neat stuffs there.
Brandon?
Afterwards, we went and checked out the building with the horses and saw the blacksmith show, also the chainsaw show.
We didn't find the locket, but we did find the wand at one of the stands in the village.
We went to the flag stage, saw the acrobats. They were so cool, and they performed barefoot.
We want to go back for the hypnotist.
We found the statue and went in and looked at all the animals.
We even fed the turtles and saw the juggling show.
We found the book and we checked out the gift shop, the lotto building, and the fireman building.
I got some beef jerky, a new t-shirt, and I love looking at the fire trucks. Alana did the maze, and she conquered it with no problem.
Okay, so we need to find the other 4. Where else would the locket be?
The cloak is probably on one of these clothing stores. They're all over the place.
When we were by the Midway, we watched the motorcycle show, and there were some stores with what looks like cloaks over there.
Wait, the picture. I bet it's in the art show, here in the grandstand building. They also have the wood carvings and the plant show in there, plus the toy and the art displays.
Let's check them out.
Jason and I will search for the cloak.
I want to ride the bull on the Midway.
That's good for you, considering you're full of bull.
Play nice, children. We'll help search the grandstand building. It's big.
We'll look for the stone. I've seen a few stone merchants. Let's go, cutie. I mean, Jim.
Sure. I know what she has on her mind.
Not surprised.
Well, look for the locket, though not sure where.
They search again and meet up at the Indian village.
Turns out the stone was here the whole time, and the wand the sisters found was fake.
We found the real wand in the wood carving area. The picture was right where I said it was, in the art show.
We found the cloak on the Midway and played some games.
Yeah, I stayed on the bull for quite a while.
I'm proud of him.
We watched the Zoltan show. It was cool.
We watched the strongman show, the red trouser show, and the stunt show, not to mention the pig races. But still no locket.
We searched the police building and watched the policeman's demonstration.
I found the locket. It was hanging on the music station at the park. We listened to some music while we were there.
So we're done. Now, let's go on some rides.
I hope you brought lots of money.
No comment.
And that's the end. Great job, guys.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Good job.
Brandon, are you going to stick with us, or are you going off?
I gotta
Ooh.
go.
You got to get off?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck at the hospital tomorrow. Let us know what happens, all right?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
feel better, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Lolly's got a bigger thing now. My
Camera
allergies
one,
are acting up
camera
like
two.
crazy.
Camera 1, camera
I
2.
was I was sneezing a lot earlier today.
I think, Harry, it sounded to me like you forgot to make the changes to your words. I think you said want instead of wand, and you said well instead of wheel.
I think it said want on the screen. Hold on.
It did, but
It did because he needs a wife.
what?
Nothing.
What was that?
You need a grammar Nazi to fix it. Dude.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
There are probably some words I probably misspelled.
I get foot massagers in exchange.
Yeah. Okay. We'll.
That works.
All right. That's one of the 10 things we have to change for next show. Yeah, we're constantly getting better, folks, and someday we'll
Yes,
get
we
there.
are.
Right, Ann?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Coming up, we'll All right, Music is Arts is coming up. The couple of conventions are coming up. The Flower City's coming up this in September. They're a great convention. I've never not had fun at Flower City. How about you, Ann?
I had a really good time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Did you say Music is Arts is at a different location this year, Marie?
Yes, it's at the Outer Harbor.
Okay. Let's check this out. So Jeff, tell us about what you've been up to since last you were in Beyond the Mainstream.
Oh, well, I quit drinking because I used to drink back then when we did that film. Actually, I quit drinking almost 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
And
I think that's when we made the film.
and you know, just been I go to a lot of concerts like continuously. I just been to 6 shows in the past couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's
Got
cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Probably 10 more lined up before the year's over. I just
Good for you.
it's what I do. Been to
Wow.
over 1,000 shows.
Wow.
Wow. That's right.
And of course, we do the Stooge Festival every year.
Yeah. I used to go to that. I missed it the last time, but next time it comes up, I will be there.
Well, they're only doing it once a year
Oh!
now.
Once a
You
year.
can't see the what just came up on my screen.
What?
A picture from a year ago. You, me, and Dan on the porch eating corn barefoot.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great picture.
Yeah, I found.
Oh my God, you're wearing the best tie dye.
Thank you. All right. Flower City will be September 13th and to the 15th. So they're going all 3 days this year. So check it out on Facebook. They're at the Total Sports Experience at 880 Elm Grove Road, Rochester, New York, 14624-1320. And you can check them out on Facebook and on other forums. It talks about a lot of their guests, John Berryman from Doctor Who Torchwood, Nakia Barus, Carol Berryman, and a few others. So check it out. And where did you say the Music is Arts is? You said it's on the 21st?
Yes.
Okay, and where is it?
The Outer Harbor?
The Outer Harbor. That's where they had the Italian festival a few years ago.
Right.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I do.
31st?
The 21st.
It's the 20.
Saturday, September 21st.
Oh, September. Gotcha.
Yeah, September 21st. Yeah.
Mark it
So-
down.
Yeah, that's coming up. I just attended the Elmwood Village show yesterday, and I was very impressed with it.
I heard it was
And,
good.
Yeah, it was, and it got bigger from last year. This was the second year. So, are we able to show Mike? Are we able to show the pictures, or
Well, if they're coming up on your computer, you should.
they're not?
You can't do anything about that. I can
Oh,
see
well.
that screen, you know, but
All right, give me the upper. Give me the camera, and we'll show it on my phone. The upper camera. If we can get it's working. Okay, good. Now let me just call it up, and we'll have it. So, huh?
What?
Oh, the fan is what's doing that. Okay. Can we stop the fan for the moment, or?
Sal, I guess you're not being a huge fan of it.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the fan.
Harry, are you going to come to Flower City with us?
I'm gonna mostly focus on saving my money for New York City.
New York City?
Oh, nice.
I'm going to New York City Comic Con in October.
Oh, wow.
That'll be
Oh,
fun.
that
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Oh, I'm only going to the Dominican Republic for 10 days.
Oh.
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 I
Okay.
mean, there's a lot of celebrities, but I won't mention at the top.
Okay. And there we have a picture of Laura when she was here.
Ooh, it's like a scary movie.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
strobe lights. Like,
Just
ding,
like
ding,
a
ding, ding.
strobe light night. Just like a strobe light night. Anyway. Now these are pictures. Of
Okay, I'm
the
taking my
festival.
glasses off because my glasses and the strobing is making me seasick.
Well, as soon as the fan stops, we'll get a better shot.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff, what do you do for a living?
I work at the Butler Library at Buffalo State University.
Wow.
I've been there since 2005, so almost 19 years now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Maybe you
be a
should let
fun
him
job.
correct your spelling.
I'm not a librarian.
Just saying.
That's a fun job.
I'm just anal retentive. He's a librarian.
No, not.
Yeah.
So there's a.
Technically, I'm a library clerk.
Library clerk.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Oh, is
every-
librarian like somehow sexist or something?
No.
Is it politically incorrect now?
No. You have to have. You need a master's degree to be a librarian,
Isn't that something? Wow.
Oh,
which I do
gotcha,
not
okay.
possess.
Wait, let me see if I can do something about this. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
There we go. Okay,
Yeah.
it's completely off.
It is now.
All right. Now we can show the photographs.
Okay, but it's not big enough to see.
Hold on. Okay,
No, you got to move the phone closer to the camera.
I know.
I mean
I'm
something.
trying to get a good view here. There we go. No, that's not working either.
You gonna tell us what we're looking at?
We're looking at you.
Oh, that's me. I didn't
You don't
even
recognize
myself.
yourself from last
I
year?
thought so. I thought it was my mushroom shirt.
Okay. All right. Now
it my
these are
mushroom
pictures
shirt?
of the Elmwood Village Art Festival. Here we go.
From
Now,
last year.
This one is from last year. This set, as you can see. Elmwood Village. Cute little dog.
Today is National Dog Day.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh.
It is today.
Birch beer. That
Dogs
word.
are hot dogs. I should have had hot dogs.
Yeah, these are the what's it say? The food trucks. And this is the area they have it cordoned off, which I thought was pretty cool. That they cordoned off the whole area where the food trucks and the exhibit tents and the stage was, and they had a lot of music acts going on. A lot of dogs too, as you can see.
Nice.
The menus for the
Zeus, where do you think you're going?
What?
Raider.
Why isn't it moving? There we go. Okay. That's Lloyd's Taco Truck. Anyone who's here in Buffalo knows about
Yep.
that one.
You were turning the phone sideways. Picture the bigger with the size of the
Actually, I think that might work.
other way.
Huh?
The other way.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, that way.
I'm switching to landscape.
Right.
Okay. There we
That's
go.
better.
Those are some nice
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
There we go.
Bring it up a little higher now.
Okay. There we go. Whoop. There we go.
That's good.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Again with the dogs. There were a lot of dogs.
Well, because you asked like 10 people if you could take pictures of their dogs.
Yep. And that was
Well, the-
true the same it was true the same way. All right, now the phone's not cooperating. All right, we'll have to show these to you another time, folks. We're sorry. We're having no end of technical issues tonight, and I don't know why. But anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. So our topic for tonight is, well, first, before I get to that, I want to point out that Sid Justice / Sid Vicious passed away today, of the great wrestlers of today. And there were several celebrity deaths over the course of the last few months. including the actress who played Nurse Ongawa on Star Trek: The Next Generation. And Phil Donahue, he passed away, and yeah. So Richard Simmons passed away.
Shannon
That's
Doherty.
crazy.
Shannon and Doherty.
Richards.
Yep, Shannon
Oh, yeah.
Doherty passed away.
Yep.
Well, she
Phil
played on Little House on the
Donahue
Prairie.
She was on Little House. She was also on Charmed and on Beverly Hills 90210. And for a while, she hosted Scare Tactics. It's a shame.
Did you know that? Did you
Scare-
know that Jim Parsons is as old as I am?
No, I did not.
He was born in 1973, and he's already turned 51, and I don't turn 52 till November.
Well, I turned 56.
So right
in
now, he
November.
and I are the same age.
Yeah, I turned 56 in
19.
November.
Did I say? What did I say?
Yeah.
I said 73, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
All right. Well, moving on. The topic of tonight's conversation is how do you interpret other people's work when you're doing a movie or TV show or audio show or play? I mean, a lot of really. Let's start with the comic book genre. A lot of really bad stinkers of TV movies and theatrical release movies were created in the early days of cinema because DC and Marvel needed money and decided to sell their property to some people who they thought would do a good job. And most of the time that did not happen. I mean, has anyone seen the 70s TV movies like the Doctor Strange movie, the short run Spider-Man TV show and TV movies?
Nope.
No? Those were from the 70s and they were horrible. I mean, they were badly written, they were boring, and the special effects were terrible. There were two Captain America movies which starred Red Brown as Captain America, and they were equally as bad. So there's an example of what you can do with TV movies. Now, as far as theatrical release movies, up until the creation of the MCU and the DCU, a lot of characters were farmed out for movies that looked really, really bad. Now, one I can say is Halle Berry's version of Catwoman. That was, as an action movie, it's not bad, but as Catwoman, it's terrible. It could have been anyone else. And why would DC sell them the rights to Catwoman and not the rights to Selena Kyle? That makes no sense. And then, of course,
Or Julia Newmar.
What?
Or Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
Come on.
Julie
Work with a-
Julie
work
was
with
the
us,
greatest of all Catwomen. No one can match her. I'm sorry, no one.
Nope.
The really bad film, or a lot of people think the Steel film was bad with Shaquille O'Neal playing Steel. John Henry Irons' character, and I didn't think it was that bad. A lot of people think it was horrible because it was put in a more traditional setting, but I thought it was actually pretty good. So the question is, how does everyone feel about how people take other people's work and try to do their own thing with it? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but more often than not, I think it doesn't. Harry, did you see any of the Incredible Hulk TV movies that featured the pilot versions for Thor and Daredevil?
Not sure.
One was called Return of the Incredible Hulk. The other one was called The Trial of the Incredible Hulk. The first one starred Thor. The second one starred Daredevil as well as the Hulk.
I'm not sure if I've seen those.
And the last one was Death of the Incredible Hulk, and it was supposed to star the She-Hulk and Black Widow, but something happened and neither one of them were in it, and they replaced Black Widow with a generic Russian spy. Yasmin. That's a problem when you're dealing with um, character copyrights and things. Harry, what do you think? Now you like anime a lot. How do you think they took some of the animes and made live action movies out of them, or live action shows? Can you think of anyone that actually did it right?
The only live action show I think that they did was not bad, but very decent, was the live action One
One
Piece,
Piece, yeah. You think
which
it's
I'm just like, that show was not bad, but I wouldn't say a fan of it.
really? Is it because it's not a good show, or is it because it's not a good interpretation of the work?
It's just I prefer the anime more.
A lot of people, now there was a live action version of The Last Airbender, and a lot of people said that wasn't very good.
And there was actually also a live action Dragon Ball movie, which it was called Dragon Ball Evolution,
Yep.
but everybody really hated that movie.
There was a live action Speed Racer movie, and again, nobody liked it, and slipped out the back door there.
Yeah, I
Welcome
gotta go.
back with us.
I gotta go.
You have to go?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Right.
All right, Mike, you can close your sister's camera down. Yeah, so I can't really think of a really good anime movie that's been made into live action yet.
Well,
go ahead.
the thing of also with Dragon Ball Evolution, they actually apologized to the person named Akira Toriyama who created Dragon Ball. They apologized for making that live action when Akira Toriyama passed away.
A lot of apologies have been made. If anyone saw the first two new Star Trek movies with the new cast of Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto and such, the first two were so bad that Paramount made J.J. Abrams actually apologize to the fans for doing it. And the second one is considered non-canon. So when the third one was made by a director who actually knew what they were doing, he made it happen right from the first one and ignored the second one. And they did a good job with that one, but by then it was too little too late. Now, they were trying to fix the Kelvin timeline had there been a fourth movie. I mean, we've heard all kinds of things. We've heard that Quentin Tarantino was going to direct it, and we've heard that, they were going to try and undo what was done in the first movie, but apparently Chris and the others were taking so much flack for how bad they were that they raised their prices, and Paramount finally said, forget it. We're not doing it. The Kelvin timeline rests, and when we start up the barrage of TV shows, we're going back to the original timeline, only slightly altered by the Kelvin timeline and slightly altered by the temporal Cold War, which we saw during Enterprise. So there was an example of giving your property to someone and having them completely F it up. And to get back to comic books, it seems like every few years they're rebooting Batman. Now, what do you think, Jeff?
Too many Batman movies.
Think so?
I think so.
Too much Batman.
I liked obviously we all love the Adam West movie and the 3 seasons of TV shows, as well as all the animated stuff that was done with them. And DC has been doing great with the animated movies, even though they're still having trouble moving storylines from the comic books to the actual films. But at least they're trying. A lot better than they were trying with the live-action movies. The live-action movies, most of them have been terrible. And I'm a major DC fan, so if I say that, it's right.
So the Batman live-action movies have been terrible?
Yes. The last one that starred the guy who played Edward in, what's it called? Twilight?
Twilight?
Yeah.
Really? I'm really out of
That
circulation.
film was terrible, and If you look at it as an Elseworlds,
Who did he play? Batman, or did he play the Joker?
he
or
played
something?
Batman. And if you look at it as an Elseworlds, then it's not as bad. But
I might have to check that
as
out.
a storyline, it's really bad. I mean, who told Colin Farrell he could play the Penguin? First of all, the guy playing the Riddler was terrible, and the rest of
I
the
know,
cast.
but Jim
just,
Carrey was a good Riddler.
Yes. Now the first three.
Danny DeVito was, I thought, a good.
Yeah.
Penguin.
Well, now the Tim Burton
The
movies.
originals.
Yeah, the Tim Burton movies with Michael Keaton as Batman. I wasn't too crazy about the first one because I felt that they overplayed Jack Nicholson a little too much. But
Jack Nicholson.
Jack
just
Nicholson,
overdoes.
if anyone was going to step into the shoes of the great Cesar Romero, it would be
Yeah, there you
Jack
go.
Nicholson, and he did an
Well, yeah.
amazing job. The second one was a lot better, and with the introduction of Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and what was it?
Uma Thurman.
No,
Is that,
was
is that
4.
the second one, or is that
The
the
second
third
one was Michelle Pfeiffer playing Catwoman.
Oh yes, Michelle Pfeiffer is
And
Catwoman.
with
You're correct.
Christopher Walken playing Max Schreck.
And then the third one was
The third one is
Uma
when
Thurman
Tim
and-
Burton stepped out and Joel Schumacher stepped in, and he switched it from dark, deep psychological to zippy comic book stuff. And I thought it went really well with Jim Carrey playing the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face and Chris. I'm blanking on his last name, but he played Robin, and he did a really good job.
Oh, Chris. Yeah,
I can
You
see
know-
his face.
I know who you're
too.
talking about.
Yeah.
Chris
You know what I-
O'Donnell.
No, okay.
You know what I-
O'Donnell. Chris
But it's
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell?
Yes.
I have a question.
I would.
So, what do you think of Gotham, though? The
well,
TV
I'll
series
get to that.
Gotham.
We'll get to that. But
Okay,
let's
because
just-
I like that
Yeah.
show.
Now, the zippy comic book stuff worked, in my opinion, and they should have stuck with it. But when Joel did the second, even though the only thing really wrong with that film was Tommy Lee didn't get to do much with Two-Face. He came off more as a glorified henchman than he did as actual Two-Face. They didn't give him a chance to really shine in the role. But do you think they did a good job with that one?
I think so.
Yeah.
What was the movie? Wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze?
Yeah,
or
well, that
whatever?
was number 4, and that's
4?
when Joel decided to take it to the campy version that we did in the 60s, and quite frankly, that really did not work. First of all, who told George Clooney he could play Batman? I mean, Val Kilmer did a good job. He did a better job as Batman than he did as Bruce Wayne, and Michael Keaton did a better job as Bruce Wayne than he did as Batman. But George Clooney didn't do anyone any favors. And throwing in Alicia Silverstone to play Batgirl, that was a bad idea. Uma Thurman did a good job as Poison Ivy. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I thought, did a great job playing Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Back in the day when we took a studio tour of Warner Brothers, they actually have the costumes in the museum that Uma Thurman wore and Arnold Schwarzenegger wore.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see them in person.
And
In
Jeep
Hollywood?
Swenson played
Pardon?
In
Bane,
Hollywood?
Yes.
but having him in the movie was of no consequence because, again, he came off as a glorified henchman. They didn't give him really anything to do. He didn't even talk. And having, I don't know why they had Jason Woodrow in the film because he wasn't going to become the plant master. Maybe they were saving him for the next movie. I don't know, but the actor who portrayed him, we will hopefully be having on pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could just say something really quickly, when we found out that when they did the costumes for that, they put Arnold Schwarzenegger, like his shoes were platforms, so that way he could be just as tall as Uma Thurman because she's a little bit taller than he is. So they had him on platforms, so they looked more equal in
How
height.
tall is she
Yeah.
then? Because he's about 6'2".
Yeah,
I
I
guess,
don't know.
so.
She must be very tall. But
She is very tall.
yeah, so I thought that was pretty
Is she?
cool that
Yeah.
that they had done
I'm
that.
not
So they
very
look,
tall.
they
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Rachel,
they
are you
look
still
more
with
the
us?
same.
No, she's gone.
I guess she stepped out.
You
She
know
must have
that
had
there's
issues.
a You know that there's a upcoming Penguin series, and Colin Farrell's going to be returning.
Yeah, I don't see what the point of that is. I mean, I saw the first episode of Batman Cape Crusader with the female penguin when it takes place in the 40s. I was not impressed at all. They had the fat Alfred from the 40s, and they have an African American Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon is now a lawyer instead of a librarian or a computer person. Obviously, having her as a computer person wouldn't work in the 40s.
No, that wouldn't exactly compute.
No. The best thing about those first four Batman movies was having Michael Gough play Alfred. Now, we know him best as the Celestial Toymaker from Doctor Who, the original, and Chancellor Hedden, but he was a good friend with Alan Napier, who played Alfred in the Batman TV series. So he's the only actor to stay for all four movies playing Alfred, and I think he did a phenomenal job. Now, when we moved on to the Christian Bale movies, we had an amazing first movie. Probably, I still consider it to be the best comic book adaptation movie ever made. Batman Begins, with Christian Bale playing Batman.
Okay, but is that the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
Okay, because I can barely say that name. It just makes me sick. Okay, sorry.
This was we had Gary Owens playing Commissioner Gordon. We had Morgan Freeman playing Lucius Fox. We had
I love Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, and we had Michael Caine playing Alfred, and we had Liam Neeson playing Ra's al Ghul. And I thought not only was it a great origin story for Batman, but I thought it was one of the best, like I said, comic book adaptation movies. Don't you think?
I think it was pretty good, yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought the interpretation was perfect. Now, when they got to the second film, Heath Ledger attempted to do the Dark Knight Joker, and while his performance was great, his interpretation was terrible. I mean, he wasn't even really the Joker. He was just a guy with a clown face killing people. And the guy who played Two-Face, I'm not even going to talk about that one. That's how bad it was. I haven't seen the third one in full, but the guy who played Bane, apparently, Hardy, yeah. He did a decent job playing the character, but apparently the film was not very well received. I have to sit down and watch it all the way through before I can actually say. But Jeff, what did you think of Ben Affleck as Batman?
I don't know. I don't think Ben Affleck's made for that part.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't care for him much.
And Jeremy Irons playing Alfred.
I like Ben Affleck in what you call it though.
Yeah. Oh no, I loved him. I loved him as Daredevil. I thought his interpretation.
Yes, I loved him as Daredevil.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought his and Elektra's interpretation was great. I didn't think it was that bad.
That's actually one of my favorite superhero movies.
Did you like it?
I'm just not a big fan of Ben Affleck overall. So.
Oh, okay.
He's always sad all the time. Ben's always
he's been good in a few things, just not everything he's done.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
not as good as people want you to think he is. But then again, neither's George Clooney.
Well, George got to play Bruce Wayne again in the last Flash movie for about 5 seconds. And don't ask me why they did that. I have no idea. But it was nice to see Michael Keaton as Batman again. And, tossing around all the various characters and actors. They've been doing a good job releasing the multiverse in both universes and making use of everything that's ever been made by either company, good or bad. But they're still not quite there yet. Marvel's done well with their movies, their live-action movies. DC's done well with their cartoons and their live-action shows. Now, Lolly mentioned Gotham. Now, Gotham was amazing. The actors who played Commissioner Gordon.
Penguin. I loved him.
Oh, Robert was the most. He was number 3 in the Penguins, under only Danny DeVito and Burgess Meredith. Nobody who's come since then has done as good a job. The actor who played the Riddler, he was number 3 in the ranks as far as I'm concerned. The 2 Jokers, they weren't really the Jokers. They were just crazy guys looking like the Joker because the timeline didn't match. But I thought they did a decent job.
Psychotic clown.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I liked the backstory on Bruce Wayne and as a child and just like all the wealth of information that you don't ever find. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible. And you don't find this out in any of the movies that they actually, knew each other from decades prior to adulthood.
Well, keep in mind, a lot of that was them taking modern stories and adapting them for Gotham. Like, one of the seasons, they adopted No Man's Land. No Man's Land wasn't supposed to happen until they were all adults, but they decided to do it in the early days. They did make it work somehow, but the adaptation did not anywhere near match the strength of the original comic series. And they changed a couple of the characters, like having someone else be Azrael instead of Jean-Claude, whatever. In some cases, the characters are changed from the way they are in the books. But for the most part, the interpretation was the best in Gotham. The girl who played Catwoman, as far as I'm concerned,
the little girl who played Selena Kyle.
Yeah, she's
fabulous.
Yeah, she was number 3 under Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt.
And she really portrays that battle in herself. She must be like maybe 15.
Yeah.
The girl who plays Selena, but she really shows you that like struggle within herself between good and bad.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty phenomenal.
Now the latest,
somebody so young could really show you those two vivid emotions.
Now the latest run,
personality traits.
Right, the latest run of movies, like you said, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. It was telling the truth about one Joker. I thought it was a decent movie. They've split the Joker up into 3 different people now.
The new one's going to be coming out soon with Lady Gaga.
Well, and that playing Harley. What? Lady Gaga's going to be playing Harley in the next one.
Going to be playing who?
Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Now,
and it's going to be a musical.
It is. That I did not know.
What?
But that Batman movie with Edward from that was horrible. Why they're asking Colin to be the Penguin in a TV series is beyond me, but I'll give him a chance. I mean, it's Colin Firth, right?
Colin Firth?
Is that him? Harry?
That doesn't even make sense.
You meant for Penguin?
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Oh, Colin Farrell. Okay. Which one of them played Bullseye in the Daredevil movie? Anybody remember?
Farrell as well.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll give him a chance on that one. I mean, he can't be any worse than Henry Cavill was as Superman. I mean, he is the worst actor to ever play Superman. The only one who's actually done it badly. I mean, he's walking in the footsteps of the great Kirk Ellen, the great George Reeves, the great Christopher Reeve.
No, they should have had Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
that would have been great.
He was too busy filming The Matrix. And of course, Dean Cain, you know, there have been even the most recent Tyler. He's done an amazing
again, back
job.
to Smallville. What about the kid who played Clark Kent in Smallville?
Yeah, he
was
did a
pretty
good job. Tom Welling, was it? He did a good job. You know, doing. Actually, they didn't have the rights to Superboy or Superman. Let's make a 10-year TV series about Superboy and Superman and not give them the rights to the characters. So he's got to run around in regular clothes. He has to only be called Clark Kent because that's the only rights we have to the character. And we're going to call him either Boy Scout or the Streak or something like that. And you know, we're giving them the rights to all the villains, to all the other superheroes. I mean...
But again, a lot of really good backstory that you don't get out of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of really... I mean, like, what was it like when Superman went to high school?
Yeah.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and if you remember the old Superboy TV series with Gerard Christopher... that one went really well. And again, we have the rights to a few of the villains, even though he's not supposed to meet them that early. We're not giving you the rights to the Toy Man, but we'll have Gilbert Godfrey guest star as Knick Knack, a young Toy Man, which still remains one of the wildest things. And having the guy who played John in Star Trek, Muri, play Mr. Mxyzptlk, that was amazing. I'm sorry, it was. Better than Howie Mandel playing him on Lois and Clark. Although he did a good job with it, with what he was given. I mean, the guy who played Metallo in Superboy, you know, they gave him the pure character. What they gave Scott Valentine in Lois and Clark wasn't as much. And having the Jeffersons play the Toy Man and his secretary in Lois and Clark, I don't know who came up with that idea, but somehow they made it work.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that series. That was a good series, too.
Well, yeah.
Way too much romance in that series, too, though. It was just like...
Well, that was the point of it.
Way too much sexual tension.
The point of it was supposed to be about the romance between Lois and Clark, and the Superman and supervillain stuff was the background story, which a lot of people didn't like, but I liked it.
No, I liked it in the 80s or 90s when it was on when I was a teenager.
Yeah, well,
Lois and Clark.
You'll be seeing our interview with Dean Cain, along with a lot of our other interviews, on our new TV show, which will be coming up pretty soon on Patreon. We have a lot of stuff. And this is the conversation show. And then, of course, we have the live show. And, of course, the TV series. Jeff is in a few episodes of the TV series, footage from the movie, as well as some unused footage that was not used in the movie. For the first 20, what are we at, 26 now? 26 episodes? Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't know. She was only in 2 of them that won awards.
No idea.
So, yeah. But also, the other thing I wanted to about the situation was a lot of times when you are trying to run a franchise and you're trying to do everything at once and people aren't adapting things the way they should, it could cause problems. Like, let's take Highlander. Highlander did a great first movie. The second movie they considered horrible, so they made it non-canon, and number 3 picked up from number 1, ignoring number 2. Then we went to the TV series, which was done very well, but they did a cartoon, which a lot of people didn't like because of the different interpretation. And then they did a sequel series, The Raven, which they also did not like as well. But all the movies that were made from there on in were well received, and they even came up with an excuse for what happened in the second movie. It was all Connor's hallucination while he was in the cave, being taken out of the game. So there's an example of not everyone not being on the same page, which they should be. An example of another example of interpretations not being well would be the Addams Family. Now, with the original cartoons, you had no names and you had very little background. So the real original is, of course, the TV series with John Astin and Carolyn Jones, which, even though it only lasted 2 years in a movie, it was great. The cartoon version they did in the 70s was great as well. Now, when they rebooted for the 2 theatrical movies, they had great casts, but I don't think that the storylines were up to par. Now, everyone did a good job in their respective roles, especially Christina Ricci playing Wednesday. But after
I like Raul Julia.
Yeah, Raul and Angela Houston
I thought they
playing Morticia. But then they did a TV
Christopher Lloyd's just good
movie.
at everything he does.
Yeah. Then they did a TV movie with Tim Curry playing Gomez and a whole different cast. And then they did a new TV series. And they only carried
that new
over.
TV series, Love Wednesday.
Yeah, I did not like
Gomez is not
Nicole.
Gomez.
I don't think
Adams
Nicole did
is
a good job
romantic
either in the TV movie
figure,
or in the new series.
Not a fat, dumpy old man.
Yeah. She did not do
I had
a good
big
job
problem with
in
him
either
being
one.
a fat, dumpy old man. I had a big problem with that.
You're talking
that show is wonderful.
Laura, you're talking about Wednesday. That's a totally different series. I was talking about.
I know, but it's still the Addams Family, and I love it.
No, Jenna
But even
Ortega.
the TV show where he's a fat, dumpy old man.
Jenna Ortega is doing an amazing job playing Wednesday in the Wednesday TV series. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
The interpretation
and Christina Ricci is a wonderful teacher.
Yeah, the interpretations
of Gomez Adams
of the characters are a little different, but that was done intentionally. If you told me Fred Armisen was going to be able to pull off Uncle Fester, I'd have told you were crazy, but somehow he did, just like Christopher Lloyd did. The guy who did it in the TV movie and the guy who did it in the new TV series, throw both of them out. They both sucked.
Yes.
The newest animated movies were really well done, despite the interpretation again being changed. They were really well done. So I guess what it comes down to is sometimes you have to change the interpretations to keep it fresh and keep everybody coming back. But the question is, how do you keep it from going bad? How do you keep from giving it to someone and having him create crap with it? You know, that's probably one of the toughest things with your work, especially if you're the person involved. You know.
But I mean, you have to pick actors that fit the stereotype. You can't go so far off. I don't know. Never mind.
Glenn did a decent job as Gomez, and Louis Gusmer Jr. He's doing the best job he can as Gomez. Again, he's trying to do the original Gomez, not the more futuristic Gomez. But
Gomez is meant to be
great.
tall and slender and romantic.
Well, that's not the way he was in the comics. They're trying to use the version that was in the comics and in the old cartoon.
I've never really read the comics. I've only
But
watched
I don't
the series.
think I agree with you. I think they should have stayed with the better interpretation. All right. Well, we only have like about a minute and some change left, so I want to thank Lolly for stepping in at the last minute because we lost 3 actors. I want to thank Jeff for coming back to the company, and you'll be looking forward to seeing him in the movies and maybe some more shows. Harry, it's good to have you back on, and it'll be great when we start filming the movie. Marie, it's always great having you on.
Thank you. Nice to be here. And
Brandon, Rachel, having you on is always great, especially with what you have to go through to be on. And Anne, of course, and Michael, our great producer, and, of course, Richard Wicca. So about 30 seconds. We're here at the Home of the Future, and look forward to a lot of new projects coming out of Beyond the Mainstream. Now, with some of the best tech, some of the best acting and writing, and you're going to see some really good stuff. And maybe, just maybe, we might actually get on one of those streaming services. Who knows? They survived the pandemic and a strike. Let's see what happens. So for the Oracle of Enlightenment, this is the Observer, Sal Monaco, saying